Guten Tag und herzlich willkommen zu dieser besonderen Ausgabe von Tourismus. Mein Name ist Svenja Hecht und ich hoffe, ihr hattet ein wunderschönes Weihnachtsfest. Heute erzähle ich euch mehr über unsere Spezialausgabe, die gleichzeitig auch unsere letzte Folge für dieses Jahr ist.
Savannah by 4 Rentals. Namibia doesn't do ordinary. Neither do we. There's no GPS setting for the wild spirit. At Savannah Car Hire, we hand you the keys to freedom, literally. Our fully equipped 4x4s are ready to take you beyond the brochure and into the beating heart of Namibia, where the roads are rough, the sunsets are loud, and the warthogs have right of way. Whether you're chasing desert horizons, elephant footprints, or just that feeling of being beautifully off-grid, we've got your back, and your roof tent. From the Skeleton Coast to dunes of Sossusvlei, your next unforgettable story is out there, somewhere between a sand dune and a starlit sky. So, why just travel when you can roam wildly? Let our trusty 4x4s guide you to places maps whisper about Namibia's calling, answer with a grin, and a gravel road. The Chili Farm, where conservation meets community. Just 40 minutes from Maun, nestled in the lush forests of Tutubega, the Chili Farm is a rustic agritourism escape where nature, people, and purpose connect. With simple stays, great food, cold beers, and rich bird life, we blend laid-back charm with a serious commitment to conservation, regenerative farming, and community empowerment. Unwind in peace, or join the locals for a lively weekend pizza. Your visit helps protect the Okavango Delta, one meal and memory at a time. Contact us. Vivo Energy Namibia. At a glance. About us. Established in 2011, Vivo Energy operates the Shell and Engen brands across Africa, supplying high-quality fuels and lubricants to both retail and commercial customers. In Namibia, the company has been active since 2012 and has since doubled its Shell service station network, reflecting the country's dynamic growth and increasing energy demand. Vision. Our vision is to be Africa's most respected energy business. This ambition is driven by doing things the right way, unlocking the potential of our people and partners, and setting a benchmark for quality, safety, responsibility, and excellence in the downstream energy market. Commercial overview. Vivo Energy Namibia supplies high-quality fuels and lubricants to customers across mining, construction, power, transport, aviation, and marine industries. The company ensures reliable energy supply, supported by trusted technical expertise and services. Additionally, Vivo Energy is expanding its alternative energy solutions, including solar power and LPG, to meet evolving customer demands. Willkommen auf Wildacker. Wildacker is located in a private nature reserve in the northeast of Namibia. 6 luxurious bush bungalows are based on top of an ancient, tree-covered dune. We offer game drives and photo walks. Lucky ones can see the endangered African wild dogs. Enjoy our day excursions to the traditional villages of the Ju-Hoansi San. Wildacker is the ideal gateway to Caprivi's tropical animal paradise, the Victoria Falls, the wild Cowdom, and the world-renowned Etosha National Park. We hope to see you soon. Contact us now.
Biltong and Bites. A true taste of Namibia only at Biltong and Bites. Whether you're a tourist exploring our beautiful country or a local who loves authentic flavors, Biltong and Bites is a must-visit Namibian attraction. Award-winning biltong, drowas, processed beef products, ripened steaks, farm-fresh lamb, springbok pies, sourdough bread, biltong cakes, hampers, and more. All proudly Namibian. Quality and freshness guaranteed. It's what sets us apart. Taste Namibia. We vacuum seal for international travel and export purposes. Take home a piece of tradition. Visit our shop today or order via WhatsApp or email.
die Geschäftsführerin der Hospitality Association of Namibia, Gita Petzold, einen Überblick darüber, wie sich der Tourismussektor in diesem Jahr entwickelt hat, welche Herausforderungen er bewältigen muss und was euch im nächsten Jahr erwartet.
Hi there, I'm Gita Petzold, the CEO of the Hospitality Association of Namibia. Han in itself has grown this year. We've actually got 2 staff members now, myself and a new colleague, Ndedi Shikimene. She took over the Windhoek office. Tourism is really growing in Namibia and it's expanding into new ventures and new fields, and the product is growing. So it was high time that we as an association also added a bit of capacity to what we are doing, and that is to not only promote tourism, because that's the least of our mandates. We don't do marketing, but we wish to bring our Namibian product service providers up to speed with international trends, because competition is stiff in tourism. We know that globally there are huge demands for destination rankings, and we want to claim that we are still the destination of choice, if not only in Africa, then globally. That's the ranking we wish to achieve. And it takes a village, basically. It takes all of us together to really make sure that Namibia tourism thrives. If I look at this year's figures, and we had a bit of a preview in terms of where we wanted to take tourism, and initially it seemed as though we were stagnating a little bit. So since the pandemic in 2020 and 21, part of the pandemic still pulled through into 2022, there was very healthy growth, 23 and 24. We thought we were stagnating, and the first half of 2024 seems to have stagnated a little, but it seemed that we had reached our ceiling in terms of the numbers. Han does compile monthly statistics based on the room and bed sales that our members provide us with. It's not an all-inclusive reflection of what's out there, but it's a very good benchmark because it is fed by submissions from all categories of accommodation, from lodges to hotels to bed and breakfasts, and of all regions. So we've got a good overview of what's actually happening on the ground. The first half of the year was a little bit slow, it would seem, and we were worried that maybe the new arrangements in terms of visa always being sort of a little lock or key to the access into the country would have played a role there. The other challenge that we also have is that our air access into Namibia, and that remains to be our umbilical cord in terms of getting our clients into our country. That is also very limited. We know that we are still hoping for other international airlines to join Discover Airlines and Ethiopian to bring international clients into Namibia. So those bottleneck issues basically made us feel that our tourism industry was sort of on a halt. But the third term, and that's usually the high season for Namibia, our main source market still is Central Europe, mainly the German-speaking Europe, but we've seen a huge increase this year also in the Italian market. Our September figures, as well as the third quarter for 2025, have exceeded not only last year by 2%, so last year we stood at 62%, so exceeded it by almost 5%, but it also exceeded the mark that we had in 2019 before the pandemic hit. In 2019, we had just about 67% in tourism high season, which is the third quarter of the year. This year, we sort of are closing on just under 70%, not quite 67.7%, which is very, very encouraging. It shows that we are doing something right. And if you look at the specifics in terms of the market share, Italy is the forerider, so they're not the biggest, but the increase that we've seen in the Italian market has almost doubled from 2-3 years ago. The French market is also increasing very healthily. The strongest market still is Central Europe, German-speaking, so Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. And between those 5 countries, it's basically over 50% of our travelers come from that market. But there's room for growth, obviously, also in the Asian and American market. Much of it basically depends on availability of airline access and connectivity. That's something that Namibia is working on. We do have, since 2024, an AirConnect Namibia initiative that was started by our airports company together with international consultants to try and maybe the dream to make Namibia a tourism hub in terms of the logistical hubs for both aviation and ports. Walvis Bay Port for our cruise line industry is a big dream that we still have, but that hasn't been materialized completely yet. But there are efforts towards achieving that goal that we set, I think, already in NDP 4 and NDP 5. So with everybody's efforts, and I think that is key here in Namibia, we need to pull efforts from all sides. If we want to attract airlines to Namibia, it's not only the tourism industry that can do so. We need to take hands with government in terms of enticing all the other economic sectors, the cargo, transport, and obviously the energy sector now as well, that plays a huge role and sort of has added a little bit of a light and a glamour to the Namibian business landscape, to make sure that the airlines see value in connecting Namibia to their part of the world. Maybe presumptuous to make sort of announcements because there's nothing in writing yet, but I know very much in terms of work and effort and negotiations has already taken place with Air France, KLM, as well as Turkish Airways. They were here, they did their feasibility studies, and Namibia, it looks positive. Problem is that our market is small, and it's not only the inbound travel that we are needing to show statistics for, but it's the outbound travel. It's the Namibians traveling outside that would fill one of the airplanes going out of Namibia, and it's a two-way street. There, I think we are lacking in terms of capacity, and it would basically help if our economic sectors, both in terms of oil and gas and the other energy sectors, were to come to fruition, or their hopes and dreams that have been sort of shaped in the last couple of months and years would hopefully materialize in 2026. So next year, hopefully we'll see some big announcements being made in that regard, not only to the benefit of tourism, but to the wider Namibian economic landscape.
Okay, thank you, Gita, for speaking with us.
Gapi Camp. At Gapi, you'll find 20 private and 3 overland campsites, most right on the river's edge. These sites are equipped with your own 220V AC solar-powered electricity point, a river water tap, and a spot to light a campfire. The bush campsites are a bit more secluded, so you get lovely shade from big trees but miss out on the river view. You will also find 14 river-facing tree houses, each with its own bathroom and shower. Paparazzi Namib Trails and Safaris is more than a tour operator, we are storytellers of the Namib. From the red dunes of Sossusvlei to the salt breeze of the Skeleton Coast, we design journeys where every horizon carries a heartbeat. We offer tailor-made safaris, luxury escapes, shore excursions, photographic adventures, and Namibia's first wheelchair-accessible 4x4 safaris. Each trail we create is written in starlight, sunsets, and the laughter of travelers who arrive as visitors but leave as family. Contact 0813585713 or 0813675824. Visit www.namibtrailsandsafaris.com or email info@namibtrailsandsafaris.com.
Hollandia Restaurant is a cosy, welcoming establishment in the heart of Ganzi, with a rich history dating back to 1948. Originally a filling station, wholesale outlet, and general dealer, Hollandia Restaurant now offers a diverse range of delicious a la carte dishes. Whether stopping by for a hearty breakfast to start your day, a quick lunch during your tours, or a relaxing dinner, Hollandia provides a warm and inviting atmosphere to enjoy your meal. In addition, guests can savour the finest coffee in town, explore a curio shop filled with unique arts and crafts, and enjoy a refreshing selection of ice-cold beer, cold drinks, cocktails, and handmade ice cream to complete their dining experience. National Art Gallery of Namibia. Why choosing Kunene region? List of adventures in Kunene region. This region delivers a rich mix of culture, adventure, and wildlife, wrapped in landscapes that challenge imagination. From red rock deserts to luxurious river valleys, this is Namibia at its boldest and most breathtaking. So, lace up your boots, charge your camera, and let your spirit of adventure lead the way. The Kunene region is calling, and it's an experience you won't want to miss. Cultural villages. Immerse yourself in the rich traditions, customs, and heritage of local communities by visiting authentic cultural villages, local food experiences. Savor the unique tastes of Kunene through guided food tours that celebrate indigenous ingredients and culinary traditions. www.visitnamibia.com.na. Riverrise Guest House. Once you have experienced the pampering hospitality and attention to detail within its doors, you will never want to leave. Nestled on the banks of the Tamalakane River in Maun, Botswana, our elegant boutique guest house offers an exclusive haven of comfort and serenity. Spacious ensuite rooms featuring extra-length beds are uniquely decorated to reflect the natural surroundings of the Okavango Delta. Unwind by the sparkling pool, or simply soak in breathtaking river views from the veranda and garden. With secure parking and seamless access to Maun's main attractions, your journey begins in refined comfort. Welcome to a place where the sun rises with radiance and the river rises with life. Breakfast included, safe, secure parking, perfect for self-drivers and small groups. At an additional cost and pre-booking essential, airport transfers. 3-course dinners prepared by our chef, barbecue setup. For bookings, contact us below.
Anschließend blicken wir auf die verheerenden Brände zurück, die mehr als 1/3 des Etosha-Nationalparks zerstört haben, und sprechen mit dem ehemaligen Tourismusminister Pohamba Chifeta, der erklärt, welche Maßnahmen zum Brandschutz ergriffen werden sollten, um dies zu verhindern.
We are speaking here with former Minister of Tourism and Environment, Pohamba Chifeta. We will speak a little bit about the Etosha fires. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Can you tell us a little bit about what happened in Etosha?
I was not really involved in the whole thing. I had it happen after 2 days that the fire broke out. The field fire broke out. It was very, very serious, and I think it's picked up after 4 days that it was very serious. For me, it's for the first time the history. Not only that, for those 12 years I've been with the ministry, but also in the history that we have the fire that destroyed such huge biodiversity in Namibia like that. It teaches how we should really prepare ourselves in the future so that we can not have such an event, very serious destruction of our biodiversity in the future. I must maybe say that maybe we were not prepared for this, because I could see that we could have stopped that fire if we had proper cut lines.
Yes, because we have had previous fires in Etosha that were like
we used to have that. So we probably did not prepare ourselves. I was not really involved to check whether those things have been done. But we need to have a kind of a proper investigation as to what happened and why this fire could not have been stopped. And even one compartment. That means we probably did not have proper cut lines and the fire breaks. And also what we used to do in the past is that, because we know Etosha is very big, it's like a country, and sometimes when it rains well, you have a very huge biomass. And we look at areas where you have a lot of biomass, like for instance outside, because most of the time the fire starts outside the park. You have the southern part where you have private farms, the commercial farmland, and you have also the communal land on the north and the northwest. It's where you have to prepare yourself first. And we used to do it from May. I used to urge my colleagues that we need, May comes, we already have equipment and start already helping those farmers there to make sure that proper cut lines, and we have also fire breaks, and also around Etosha, not only in the northern part but also southern part with commercial land. So we used to do that, and again you come inside. Inside you have to have a proper cut lines, you have to have a proper fire breaks, and within Etosha itself you have to cut it. It has been always cut into compartments, and we used to do those proper fire breaks. And some of these fire breaks we used to do a distance of wide of even 100 meters, a portion of 100 meters. On the other side you have a fire break, and the other side you have a fire break, and you do that deliberate burning, so that if a fire starts from that area, and that area maybe you have only 20,000 hectares, it's only that 20,000 hectares will burn, because you already made sure that the fire, if start there, there will be it's not going to be possible to go over. And even among those, you have smaller 15 wide meters, and those 15 wide meters you have those fire breaks. And if a fire starts on the other side, you start already burning to meet other fire there, so it stops there. So you do that, and you weaken the fire. So the problem is that the experts we have, we had people who had expertise to do that. But most of the time in the government, people train people, and they say always a turnover. People go and for green pastures, and they leave the ministry. So right now, I don't know how many of them are there, and I think I've already cautioned in the past that this thing of the fire is a very serious, it's a very dangerous something to encounter. You cannot just send people, a huge number of people there, and they go and they gather. Some of them, they don't know what to do, and they are not proper. They are not proper direction. There are no expertise. Many experts who will be able to direct and with equipment, proper equipment. Because we are lucky that there was no loss of life. Because you had a lot of people there, and they probably got directed that nothing really happened, and the wind was so much that people could have been encircled. So you need really to make sure that you have a proper team, trained team, especially if you have not prepared yourself to do proper fire breaks. Because Etosha, you can control it. And after the fire that has, I think, burnt Etosha before my arrival at the ministry, that's why we took some kind of measures to say we really need to cut Etosha into pieces, so that if a fire starts from there, it's only that portion of 10,000 hectares will be burned. And if it starts on the other compartment, it's only burn that part. We have done that, because I can assure you that in that way you will never have such kind of destruction of biodiversity. We have lost a lot, and I think if you take into account the ecosystem, the destruction of ecosystem, and every element of the ecosystem that perished into that, you are talking about millions. If you count from the heads, that those are elements of the ecosystem, up to big games and other animals that die there. So you're talking about millions. We have lost. And I think in the future, just to advise that in the future, we need really to have something that, and also for our personnel to be on alert, to know they don't need to be told that please prepare yourself for May, do your, make sure that the cut lines are still in order, the fire breaks are done on time, have equipment ready every year, equipments are ready. They're talking about graders to make sure that they help doing those fire breaks, and they widen them, because when you have a huge biomass, that means that instead of doing 15 meters wide, that cut line and also fire break, you make it 20 or so, so that even if it's windy, the fire will not jump that 20 meters. But within Etosha itself, we have been doing deliberate burning, and they know what to do. Those expertise, they know what to do when it comes to deliberate burning. And when if a fire starts from somewhere, you know how to corner it. Start burning this side, and the other fire meets the other fire. So it
Come together.
It's then extinguished there.
Yes. There has been some criticism against the ministry because they waited so long to deploy people to assist with the fire in Etosha, and also the private sector that wanted to help. Can you comment on that?
I'm not really privy to that information, but you see, a fire is something that you need to take it serious from the beginning. When you hear that a fire started somewhere, and you know already, you calculated that this fire can be dangerous because the biomass is too much there. So you need to make sure that you confine it to that area, you contain it as soon as possible. So that it doesn't escalate to other areas. So I'm not really sure, probably it's just maybe underestimating that, and maybe also sometimes the problem is that the reporting from those on the ground might have led people to maybe a bit more complacent to say, I think it will be put down, because you don't need to underestimate it. And people on the ground always say, when a fire is started, don't make it as if we are going to manage it. So you better allow other people to come in the neighborhood of Etosha. You have people who have equipment, private farmers have equipment. So you better allow those people immediately so that you can contain the fire as soon as possible, within a day or two. So we had no case where a fire went up to 3 days. So we always make sure
this
that
was almost a week long.
Yeah, so you invite farmers. They have a system to communicate. So all those farmers surrounding. So it is easy to just say, please let us contain this, because it's a situation that you need to make sure that you put it under arrest before it escalates and spread over the whole area.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking with us here.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Fuel your drive with Shell Innovation. Shell fuels combine science, reliability, and care to keep your engine protected, efficient, and ready for the road ahead. Whether it's the daily commute, a weekend getaway, or a business trip, the journey matters as much as the destination. Our world-class scientists have spent decades perfecting fuel technology to improve efficiency, protect engines, and deliver the performance drivers need. Innovation is only half the story. Reliability completes it. Choosing Shell fuels means choosing more than petrol or diesel.
Nestled on the banks of the Guma Lagoon, our camp offers ideal access to the northwestern Okavango Delta. The Okavango Delta's elaborate system of waterways, islands, and floodplains serves as a sanctuary for a wide array of wildlife and vibrant vegetation. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and counted among Africa's 7 natural wonders, the Okavango is a destination of unparalleled natural beauty.
Cat Guest House. Your home away from home. Relax in cozy B&B comfort with a pool, playground, and pet-friendly rooms. Enjoy free Wi-Fi, DSTV, and parking, plus laundry and shuttle services. We are happy to arrange city tours or massages with our trusted local partners. Contact 081127 1013 and info@cabinguesthouse.com.na or visit www.cabinguesthouse.com.na.
Korobi Lodge and Game Farm. To book, call +26774404085 or email korobigamafam@gmail.com.
KTE. Visit us at 9 to 11, Nickel Street, Windhoek. Call +264 83 7210 100 Email info@tenamibia.com or visit facebook.com/KTE Namibia.
Und zum Schluss feierte die Namibia Biomass Industry Group 10 Jahre Wirkung und Wachstum im Land. Zu diesem besonderen Anlass wurde ein Gedenkvideo erstellt, das eure Reise, Erfolge und die Stimmen, die eure Geschichte im letzten Jahrzehnt geprägt haben, hervorhebt.
Over the past 10 years, the Namibia Biomass Industry Group has been championing the biomass sector, helping to establish new markets, foster industry growth, training and collaboration. Celebrating 10 years as NBIC, we reflect on what has been accomplished and what is to come.
Namibia Biomass Industry Group, known as NBIC, is one of the leading member-based associations in Namibia, representing quite a large, diverse number of players in the biomass industry, those who are involved in harvesting, processing, as well as equipment suppliers for processing biomass. But of course, we shouldn't forget about institutions of higher learning who are more involved in research and development. Therefore, we exist as NBIC for the issue of bush encroachment. We know that Namibia is devastated by the problem of bush encroachment, which is degrading our agricultural land and therefore limiting carrying capacities for livestock. And this is where Namibia Biomass Industry Group capitalizes. So we are there to actually provide advisory services in upscaling the utilization of biomass, in the same way restoring our ecosystems.
Well, I think if we look back about 10 years ago, where we stood with the national disaster, if I might call it like that, the bush encroachment in Namibia, there weren't any real value chains on the table on how to utilize this bush biomass, these invasive species. And looking back at what NBIC did for the past 10 years makes me extremely proud how from almost nothing an industry has evolved in utilizing this bush biomass, creating value chains and really contributing to having a positive impact on climate change.
NBIC's role in the biomass sector over the last decade has been critical because it's proven that the sector is mature enough to sustain a representative body. And that gives investment and investors confidence. It gives the government confidence that private sector is willing to engage in a controlled and representative manner. It gives donor funders confidence that the organization can utilize funds for the development of the sector. And it becomes an anchor point for anyone who's looking at becoming involved within the sector.
You know, we are responsible for regulating the sector. So it's very important that we take on board or into consideration some of the concerns and issues that the industry has. And NBIC has played that very, very, very well. On research, as well as product development, you know, whether it's now biomass-based value chains, you know, NBIC has been very, very important. And also it has served as a hub of information. If we're looking for information related to the biomass industry in Namibia, reliably provided that information by NBIC. The central and the major one that I must also mention is that the NBIC has been facilitating the Biomass Fair. And the Biomass Fair has been bringing together a number of players, policymakers, industry producers, as well as manufacturers. And this has been a place where we network, we share information, we discuss policy issues, and we discuss development in and around the biomass sector. So that has been a partnership that we have with NBIC.
So Standard Bank is a proud partner of NBIC, especially to the Biomass Fair. And Standard Bank Namibia is one of the largest and biggest financial institutions in the country that just turned 110 years old. So we're celebrating also 110 years, and we're really committed to driving Namibia's growth and unlocking opportunities for all the Namibians.
Every year we are the diamond sponsor of the Biomass Fair, and we do that to demonstrate our commitment to sustainable energy solutions and also to support the biomass sector to grow. The biomass industry is a transformational sector. There's the potential to create jobs and stimulate local economy. It has the potential to improve rangeland health and promote biodiversity. So it's a sector that have enormous potential. It's a sector that has even the capacity to help us generate more foreign earnings. It is that kind of sector that we say we are turning an environmental challenge into an economic opportunity to support climate resilience and also at the same time sustainable development.
The mission of NBIC, mainly, we are there as an objective of catalyzing, or developing this bio-based industry. And with that, we need to actually catalyze it in a responsible manner. Therefore, a very good example I can bring across there is the advocacy which NBIC puts into outreaching regulatory issues, as well as promotion of certification systems. A very good example I can give is NBIC has been one of the first organizations in Africa to actually be sure national certified body, therefore promoting sustainable usage of biomass. And this is a very big milestone, if I may call it.
Das war's für diese Sonderausgabe. Ich hoffe, ihr habt einen ganz schöne restlichen Feiertage und kommt gut ins neue Jahr.